Hey Beauty Chameleons, it's Tasha, and today I'm coming to you all with a tutorial using some shadows from, remember last season's Urban Decay Book of Shadows? Well, from what I've heard, Sephora will be bringing these palettes out again for this holiday season. So if you have this palette, and for those of you that may not have it, it's an awesome palette from Urban Decay. It's a $45 palette, and on the first layer, it reveals this beautiful, you see all of my business back here, but that's okay. Lights are in your face, but you see all these beautiful little trinkets and butterflies and birds on top that pop out at you. And then on the pull-out drawer, it reveals 18 shadows from Urban Decay. 8 of them are regular items that they carry in their regular merchandise stock, and then 8 of them are exclusive shadows. So if you have this palette and you want to figure out how to use some of the colors, stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you always want to do is use your primer. And the primer of the day is going to be Too Faced, and it's the Shadow Insurance. So hopefully you can see that. Alright, the first color I'm going to use from the Book of Shadows, and again this is the Urban Decay Book of Shadows, is Shatter. It's a really pretty bluish green color. And the brush I'm going to use to apply this color is the Sigma SS239, which is the flat brush. Patting motion. See, I'm pressing it on. Okay, so that is the very first color. We have Shatter on the lid area of the eye. Isn't that a pretty color just on its own? It's really pretty. Now the next color I'm going to use is called Goddess. It's a dark blue, almost midnight blue with little flecks of glitter in that. But the brush I am going to use is one that Urban Decay does sell. It's their Karma Crease brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit on the tip of that brush, just like so, and apply it to the outer corner of my eye. So kind of press it right in this area here. See, I'm kind of pressing it here. And take that color and slowly blend out. You also want to get a little bit of this color close to the lash line, so just kind of dab and press it. I'm going to switch to my MAC 224 brush, which is just a dome shaped blending brush. Take a little bit more of that Goddess, and now we're going to start blending. And blend almost to, but not all the way to the brow areas of the eye. Now once you got the blending to your satisfaction, what I may do is grab just simply any matte shadow, Lorac, and it's just the nude, which is discontinued. But if you have any nude at home, that color will do its justice fine. But I'm just going to keep using the same 224 brush, excuse me, and just kind of blend at the peak of my brow and kind of overlapping this color, just to soften up the edges just a bit. So once you got the edges pretty softened up, now what I'm going to do is take another color from the Book of Shadows palette, and it's called Scandal. So I'm going to start right by the peak of my brow and slowly blend it and overlap the Goddess. So basically that matte shadow was used to kind of build up this color that we're applying on right now. And then next I'm going to switch my brush. I am going to use an angle brush from Sigma. It's their SS266. And I'm going to take Perversion, which is the matte black shadow in this collection of shadows right here. And I'm going to use that just in the outer corners of my eye area, so about right in this area here. So dip a little bit of that into your color, and you're going to basically apply it to the root of your lash line. And then you're going to slightly wing it up. So wing it up and blend inward. Now before we work on the lower lash line, as you may notice when you work with shadows, some of the colors may fall out and may cause the very first shade to lose its intensity. So I'm going to go back and grab a little bit more of that shattered color with my 239 brush from Sigma and kind of pat on just a little bit more color just to revive the vibrancy of this beautiful shatter. And as you notice, I'm blending toward the inner corners of my eye and blending it back out. But see how that color begins to pop back to you again? So make sure when you're doing any shadows, if you lose the vibrancies of them, you can always go back and reset the shadow. Now we're going to work on the lower lash line. Take a little bit of the perversion with the angled brush. I'm just going to work the colors along the lower lash line. So make sure you connect it to the top, blend inward, just like so, and then work your way underneath. I'm going to also grab a little bit of Goddess with the same brush and get a little bit more of that blue tone underneath. And then lastly, I'm going to grab a little bit of Shattered, and I'm just going to work it on the inner tear duct area of my eye. Now once I've had that completed, I'm satisfied with the blending, I'm going to go ahead and add my eyeliner. I'm just using MAC's NSD Black Track in Fluid Line. And I'm just going to use any eyeliner brush. I'm just using Bare Essentials at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and add my liner. And you can start off your liner anywhere. It doesn't have to start from the inner and all the way out. Just sketch it on. Very simple if you do it that way, because you can always go back and reconnect the line afterwards, which is just fine. Okay, so we have the liner on. Now for my lower lash line, I will use something different. I'm just going to use my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide in 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my lashes. The lashes I'm going to use for this look is my Ardell Wispies. You see there's kind of overlapping and just very sparse and skinny. I love these, but I'm going to apply those on using my Ardell glue. Now one thing that women need to pay close attention to when you wear false lashes is to let this glue become, a little tacky. So give it a good 30 seconds to even 45 seconds to let this glue become tacky. And sometimes if you accidentally put too much on, which sometimes I do all the time, take a little Q-tip and kind of take off the residual. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply this to my lash line now. I'm just going to use my fingers. Some people will use a lash applicator, but my fingers are just fine. Just kind of grab the outer corners of each lash band. And I kind of already have these measured to my eye. But I make sure that I apply it over my real lashes so that they do not get caught or the glue get caught. And then once I have them placed, I will take tweezers and kind of help place the remainder of the band on my lash line. But see, the lashes are on. So give that a little bit a chance to dry before you actually use your lash curler or add your mascara. But what I'm going to do now, the mascara I'm going to use to finish off this look is the Buxom by Bare Essentials Black. And this will just have a really fun, spiky brush head that's supposed to volumize the lashes, lengthen, and all that fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is let this lash dry, and I'll be right back with the final look. Hey Beauty Chameleons, welcome back. Here's the final look. Added those wonderful wispy mascaras. I hope you guys can see the colors very well. But I think this was a really fun colors to play with, the Shattered and Goddess and a couple other colors that you saw in the video. But anyway, to finish off this look, I decided to try something different. I've had this for a long while, so I don't think I went out shopping, went crazy. But I decided to use Urban Decay's, this is their Surreal Mineral Makeup as the finished look. Now this one, to me, appears to be a little bit more matte. There's no dewy or sheen, so if you want a dewy finish, you definitely have to add some highlighter to this. So it's a nice mineral foundation. To me, it just feels a little too matte, to the point where my face feels dry, even with moisturizer. So for some of you that have maybe combo oily skin, this might be a perfect foundation for you. But warn you, it only comes down to the color I have on now, which is Vision. So hopefully Urban Decay will come out with deeper skin tones or shades for everybody to try out, okay? But other than that, I just decided to use Matte Fabulous. Has been my favorite cheek color of the moment. And it's just beautiful. If you can see the little reflex in it, it's a really pretty bronzy gold tone. So I added to the cheek. And then for my lips, I didn't decide to do anything fabulous or anything like that. I just whipped out my Smashbox Charming Lip Color. It's just a nude. So that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And since there's so many shadows in this box or book of shadows from Urban Decay, you're going to see me doing a lot more tutorials using more colors. So it may be more than just a 3-part series. It may be a 6-part series. So you can guys kind of get some ideas of how to use this palette for the holiday season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And if you have any questions, by all means, you know what to do. Leave me some comments below. And then also there will be a link to the sidebar to my blog, just showing you the colors I used again, and then where you can find this book of shadows and all that fun stuff. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.